Hello, and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. and here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today, we're talking about divinity and productivity. What is the connection between understanding the idea, employing the idea of divinity, and how that may impact your level of heightened productivity. So we have a really interesting and powerful day planned today. Thanks for being here. If you're new, you can hit that subscribe button right now and get all these videos for free. I did say free, 1, 2, 3, 4, free. You can also go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy, all right? Again, for those of you who are new to the show, allow me to say a few words about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show book of the month. Pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americus, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where, of course, Michael Brown was murdered, and the conflagration which eventually ensued there as well. I'm also the board president of the World Stage, a literary and jazz venue here, 501c3 here in Los Angeles, in LA's Crenshaw District. And my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature from the University of California at Riverside. I'm currently a professor of English lit at LMU here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity given how crazy my own personal life has been. I'm the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, then subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet, as Kool Moe Dee famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this, abundant, if I can be this productive, given that type of background, we are arguing that many people watching the show can be as well, which is why we like to work with individuals just as an aside who've been through a little something, because at times folks like us think that the ceiling to our success, to our productivity, is lower because of the origins from which we hail. So we like to let people know that it's not have to be your story at all. All right. So let's just dive into the topic today. Today we're talking again about divinity and productivity, and I should also say, again, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, organization about enhancing, invigorating their levels of productivity. All right, let's dive in. So we're talking today about divinity and productivity. And point one is that you want to know that whatever nomenclature you use, God, Spirit, Jesus, Yahweh, Allah, whatever your belief system is, we are claiming that those are just names for people's in different cultures, for people understanding that they are a part of something larger, something that was here first, and that connects all of us, right? Folks speak different languages, have different traditions. We're arguing that thing that people have independently figured out for themselves in various aspects of the world, right? And given their own name to it, that thing, it is not a coincidence that people have figured out that there is something out there and also in here. Right? My colleagues who are physicists at times just refer to it as energy, right? Who may be agnostic or atheist, but they talk about energy the way people talk about God or spirit. Energy has always been here. Energy just is. It just changes forms. In many ways, the exact same language that folks who believe in a higher power, spirit, God, what have you, talk about God, right? So we are arguing that that thing is everywhere. That primordial energy that is the beginning is everywhere, but it's including inside of each individual, right? Including inside of me, inside of you. And we are arguing that if you can access that energy, if you can tap into that energy, you can enhance your productivity, but you can do what we would call the miraculous, which goes right into point two. But so we're arguing that inside all of us that there is an element of the divine. I'm just calling it divine, but you can call it the primordial energy. You can call it Jesus. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But that thing, that original thing, is inside all of us. And so part of our journey, as the ancient Egyptians said, is to know thyself, is to, through various types of modalities, to get to access, get to know, get to engage in that internal divinity. And that is the critical piece, right? And then once you can do that, you can go right into point three, which is the idea of, as you begin to access that divinity, you can begin to do what the divine does, which is to create, which is to manifest, which is to bring power to the fore, right? So just speaking more personally, I am claiming that the divine is love, or and that God is love, the energy of love, as the old folks say. So as above, so below. If you look at how the physical realm operates, it's really operating on a system of attraction. We call it orbit. We call it gravity. You know, when the moon revolves or rotates or orbits around the sun, it's really a way of saying that the moon is attracted to the sun in such a powerful way that it actually revolves in a circle that we call an orbit. That the Earth rotates around the sun itself. I think I said moon and Earth, right? So the Earth rotates around the sun. One could also orbits around the sun. One could also say that the Earth is attracted to the sun in a pretty serious way. That literally it just revolves around it, right? So if you've ever been in love before, you felt that magnetic pull, right? That gravitational pull towards someone who you are in love with, including your children, and you are drawn to them in a way that's so powerful, right? And so we're arguing that energetic of gravitational pull, of attraction, is the love also that we feel for our loved ones, and arguing that God literally is love itself. So as you begin to embrace, for example, that's just my own personal understanding of it, but it doesn't have to be the way that it is for everyone. I'm just making the point to make the point clear. The idea that so above, so below. And so literally by accessing the divine inside of ourselves, it in part is about learning to love inside yourself, learning to love actually yourself. For many people, that is a challenging phenomenon because of childhood trauma, the story loops that people have told us about ourselves, and that we've actually embraced and believed that we're not worthy of love, that we're not worthy of anything, in some terrible extreme cases about abuse or some of the maltreatment. And so if it is true then that God is love and that there's love inside of us, and that we can come to access and love ourselves, we are arguing that in that particular process, you are coming to learn to love the divine inside yourself. You can then begin to take that divine power, take that divine love, and then send it back out into your spheres of influence and begin to do the work, productive work based upon love. So that's it. That's the power. The power is love. Not a new idea, but one that is certainly a real one that can change your life in a very powerful way. All right. So boom goes the dynamite. Thanks for being here. We air each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. You can go to Productive Through Joy to learn more about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. You can also look for me coming to you in the upcoming. I'm not sure if I mentioned that I'm the author of America. So I didn't think I mentioned that, which is a novel set 13 miles from. I did mention that. So we're on the book tour for that book now. So I'm traveling around probably to a town near you. Look for me in mainstream and social media. We'll be heading again back east after the holidays. So look for me in your area. Thanks for being here. I think that's it for this morning's show. Until this afternoon, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.